He is one of the few genius players in the world of snooker, having defeated the snooker emperor Stephen Hendry before the age of 20. He was once called the son of a prisoner, and was addicted to alcohol and marijuana for a time. After 10 years of struggle, he achieved self-redemption and returned to the sport. He is the British snooker star known as the Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan. Ronnie O'Sullivan, born in 1975 in Essex, England, had a father, Ron O'Sullivan, who was a snooker player. After retiring, he transferred his former dreams onto his son. Young O'Sullivan started playing from childhood. He underwent his father's hellish high-intensity training and continuously participated in various snooker competitions. Under his father's rigorous training, Ronnie O'Sullivan quickly demonstrated his talent in snooker. By the age of 9, he had won the championship trophy in a club event, and by 10, he had achieved his first century break, known as a prodigy in the circle. In 1990, 15-year-old Ronnie O'Sullivan participated in the UK Amateur Championship. He became the youngest player at the time to achieve a maximum break of 147. 3 years later, he participated in the UK Championship, where he defeated the so-called snooker emperor, Stephen Hendry, in the final with a score of 10-6, becoming the youngest champion of the UK Championship and ranking points event at that time. After debuting, Ronnie O'Sullivan initially only used his right hand, but later began to gradually use his left hand. In certain special situations, he can play ambidextrously without needing to use aids like other players do. In the 1996 World Championship, Ronnie O'Sullivan used his left hand for the first time, which led to his opponent, Canadian Alan Robideau, accusing him of disrespecting his opponent. O'Sullivan claimed that his left hand was stronger than his opponent's right hand. To prove the strength of his left hand, O'Sullivan specifically played 3 frames against former World Championship runner-up Rex Williams using only his left hand, and he achieved a complete victory. The Canadians then fully accepted the withdrawal of the charges. In 1997, 22-year-old Ronnie O'Sullivan achieved the shortest recorded time for a single break of 147 during the first round of the World Championship, with an average shot time of less than 10 seconds and a total duration of 5 minutes and 08 seconds. This performance is regarded by fans as the most classic single break of 147. O'Sullivan is affectionately known as the Rocket due to his fast playing speed and smooth style. However, whenever the classic 147 break is mentioned, O'Sullivan always states that there is nothing to be proud of, as he believes he did not control the cue ball's positioning ideally. While O'Sullivan achieved success in his career, his life fell into an endless nightmare. First, his father was sentenced to 18 years in prison for committing murder, and later his mother was sentenced to 1 year in prison for tax evasion. His sister was involved with drugs all day long. For a long time, O'Sullivan was referred to as the son of a prisoner, facing cold stares and discrimination from those around him. At that time, O'Sullivan did not know how to express his inner turmoil, so he began to indulge himself, seeking solace in alcohol and marijuana. On the snooker table, he often threw his cue in frustration after losing. He would slam the table and shout to the heavens, and even strike the referee. In 1998, Ronnie O'Sullivan participated in the Irish Masters, but he was stripped of his championship title due to a positive marijuana test and was later banned for drug abuse 2 years later. Stripped of his championship title, Ronnie O'Sullivan entered a rehabilitation center 2 years later due to drug abuse. O'Sullivan later recalled that it was a time of great emptiness in his life, during which he lost 6 or 7 years to alcoholism and marijuana use. And for the next 4 years, he did not focus on snooker. During that decade, he neither practiced much nor had a winning mindset. In that painful 10 years, O'Sullivan unexpectedly met his partner. Jo Lan Lee Chow not only provided Ronnie O'Sullivan with a harboring love, but also gave birth to 2 lovely children. The love from little Ronnie and Lily helped the unruly O'Sullivan gradually return to a normal life path, as he slowly overcame alcohol and marijuana addiction and began to refocus on snooker. And he returned to the arena. In 2007 at the Wembley Masters, Ronnie O'Sullivan met his lifelong rival and friend, the Chinese player Ding Junhui. At that time, Ding Junhui was still a newcomer in the snooker world and was heavily suppressed by O'Sullivan during the match, leading to a decline in his performance. He even mistakenly thought the match was over and stood up to shake hands with O'Sullivan while there was still 1 frame left to play. Many fans present at the time began to boo Ding Junhui. Upon hearing this, Ronnie O'Sullivan immediately stood up to signal the fans not to do that. He then complained to the referee, requesting that the audience member leading the chant Ding Junhui be removed from the venue. After the match, Ding Junhui was in tears due to his poor performance, and O'Sullivan came over to comfort him, offering a warm hug and encouragement. Later, Ronnie O'Sullivan invited Ding Junhui to shoot an inspirational film about the sport of snooker titled Lovely Home. Soon after, the relationship between O'Sullivan and Jo Lan Lee Chow hit a red light. Due to O'Sullivan's fiery temper, their arguments escalated, even attracting the attention of the local police. This relationship, which seemed most suitable and beautiful in the eyes of others, ultimately ended without resolution in 2011. In 2015, O'Sullivan participated in the Snooker Masters held at Alexandra Palace in London. He completed the 776th century break of his career, surpassing the 775 breaks of the snooker emperor Stephen Hendry, becoming the #1 in the snooker world at that time. However, at the 2016 Welsh Open, Ronnie O'Sullivan was fully capable of making a maximum 147 break. However, he finished with a score of 146, leaving fans puzzled. After the match, Ronnie O'Sullivan explained that he could have achieved a 147, but he felt the prize money was not worth it, so he chose to forgo it, allowing the prize money to increase until it was worth competing for. Barry Hearn, the chairman of World Snooker, responded to O'Sullivan's nonchalant behavior regarding this decision. Although this is not a crime, it is regrettable and even shameful. Players have an obligation to deliver the highest level of competition to their fans, and any action that does not reflect their utmost effort is unacceptable and disrespectful to the audience. Although Ronnie O'Sullivan may occasionally act recklessly, his achievements are undeniable. As of 2024, O'Sullivan has won a total of 81 titles, made 15 maximum 147 breaks, and is the only snooker player to have surpassed 1,000 century breaks, earning recognition as a genius in the snooker world. O'Sullivan's success is closely tied to his weapon, the cue, which is crafted by a renowned cue maker in the United Kingdom. The cue made by John Paris features a Kenmu front shaft and an ebony rear, measuring 58 1/8 inches in length, with a tip diameter of 9.5 millimeters, a butt diameter of 30 millimeters, and a weight of 18.3 ounces, making it one of the top products in cue sports. In 2024, Ronnie O'Sullivan was inducted into the inaugural World Snooker Hall of Fame. For O'Sullivan, what drives millions of fans wild and enamored is not just his championship titles, but more importantly, his extraordinary personal charm and his breathtaking shot-making skills. In an interview, Taiwanese veteran player Joe Pei Lee from the United Kingdom commented on Ronnie O'Sullivan, saying, "He has always been the strongest player in my eyes, and you could even say there is no one else like him. The feeling he gives you is that the control of the game is in his hands. As long as you make a small mistake, you are bound to lose that frame."